It's messed up when your memory doesn't work like it used to. Um, but I'm working. Oh, there's the big dog. I guess the big dog knows what's up. They have telepathy, huh? You want to see it? Oh, you can't see it. So that's good. It's a big brown dog. Signal's terrible right here. So let me get on down the road. Just gonna go out for a little drive, get out of the house. But I had some uh, I had some cottage cheese. It's the expensive kind. It's at Walmart, and well, it's nothing like the real McCoy, right? With uh, raw milk and stuff like that. The signal's so terrible. I'm just gonna get out of here. So I got my car juiced up. It would be so much easier if I had a carport instead of having to unplug it and put it in the opening closing the trunk. If I had a carport, that'd be so much nicer. It has to be a carport because if it rains, right, and you don't want it to cook out there in the sun all day long. I'm gonna save a little bit of energy by not using the lights, and and it's cool right now. So I got the windows rolled down. I do want to get a rug for the car instead of having those underwear sitting up there. I got so what's going on in your neck of the woods? You chilling like a villain? I know the window's dirty. I need to stop somewhere and clean the window. Uh, I was thinking about getting myself some meat from the taco place. Or I was like, get me a can of chili beans. But I guess what I'm going to end up having, even though it's not the best, because I know it's not organic. It's GMO. I think I think 99% of the corn grown in the United States is GMO, if I'm not mistaken. And so anyway, I guess what I'm going to end up having tonight is corn tortillas with melted cheese. But I'm just like fiending. I'm fiending for some uh, meat. So I was thinking about going and getting some meat from the taco stand, or I was just gonna get me a hot dog. But you know how much a hot dog will be right now? If you get a hot dog and a fountain drink, that's gonna be over $6. So I brought my tablet with me today, even though I don't have the holder for it. I think there might be a holder at the no. Maybe I'll stop by the post office and pick up whatever's there. But brought a few trinkets to have something to talk about. Time for you to go get down. Da, da, da. I guess I turn on the radio. I mean, I don't really feel like listening to the radio. I'm like, I don't want to get in that spirit to where, you want to have something to drink because because you drink and then you ain't worth a damn the next day. Well, it used to be 2 days until I discovered this citrus drink. I think I might even attempt to make an orange Julius one of these days. Right now, I've got to get a juicer. You know, it's difficult to have a juicer or anything like that because I have to take it outside to wash it, to get it all washed up. And so it's just a hassle because it's a hassle just to open the door, to tell you the truth.
Checking out YouTube the other night, they actually played an awards show in Canada with their new drummer.
Oh, wow. And and so, you know, I'm just gonna get one of the old fashioned type, the plastic thing where you just make your orange juice and then you pour it into a cup. It's kind of a drag because it's a big bowl like that. You remember what they look like? They're like it looks like an Aladdin's lamp, and then it has this thing in the middle of it, and you put your oranges on there and you squeeze them, and then when you go to pour it in a cup, it goes all over the place because it's a big old freaking thing like that. And so it's just a nightmare unless you were pouring it into a big bowl, right? But trying to pour it into a cup. So anyhow, I guess when I was younger, when I was young, dum dum. Um, I guess when I was younger, um, this was about this is when Bitcoin first hit the market. This is when Bitcoin first came out, and I remember someone was telling me about it. Man, if I would have listened, um, if I would have listened and not been a spoiled brat, um, yeah, take things for granted. So how's the signal right here? Oh, I see people are coming in. Good. Uh, so sorry about that video that I started making earlier today. Um, I told you it's a drag. It's a drag to try and present the information uh, twice. And so, but I brought some of the notes for it. I guess when I got out of the car and I walked over to the DMV, I don't know what the hell's going on with the DMV. It's just, I don't think there's going to be a DMV anymore, to be honest with you. Except for maybe the commercial driver. And there's some that are only for commercial drivers. And I guess that's when it went on mute. Okay? Either it went on mute or the aliens muted it for whatever reason. And so what was I saying? What the hell was I about to say? I guess I'll figure it out in a little while. Let's get on down the road. Stupid comments. You're playing with fire because you might get booted. No stupid comments right now. I could talk about stupid comments. Because nobody wants to hear bad shit about themselves, right? And it's kind of hilarious in a way. And I think it humbles people. And but I'm like, not to make an excuse or nothing, but I'm not doing this for nothing. I'm trying to get a message out there, along with, psychotherapy values, right? Psychotherapy values, something to do. But the main objective is to get a message out there. I'm not doing it for nothing. I'm not really doing it for you or anybody else. Well, kind of, yeah, in a way, But, so if you want to leave stupid messages, you might get booted. I don't know what your problem is. I don't do that. I don't go around leaving stupid messages. I mean, if I could get away with it, I probably would. Just for the hell of it, for whatever reason. But so we're going southbound here. Oh yeah, now I remember what I was saying. Yeah, these people at YouTube, they need to put a red light on the microphone for when the microphone is muted, because that was a whole bunch of good information. But yeah, I can kind of understand that, you start going off on here, right? You start going off, or you call people, you start flipping people off, right? Someone might be leaving a negative comment and you flip them off, or you just cuss them out, right? It comes off wrong because, some people might be thinking, are you talking about me? Or, so it just, it's kind of a little bit complicated. But yeah, I was kind of doing that on that video, so I wouldn't be surprised if it's the onlookers. I mean, maybe not, who knows? But I'm gonna try and present the information to you again. My notes are scratchy, or not very good anyway. I mean, I basically have nothing written down. So I brought a couple props to have something. When I started out leaving out of the house, it was like 60 some miles of range, and right now it's showing 72 miles of range. How crazy is that? Yeah, but if tomorrow was Friday, I'd be able to make an attempt to go on a little journey. And I don't mean wonder who's crying now. Do 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 do. One heart beats the love. Just singing that makes me want to go get a drink. But I'm tired of this. I'm tired of this bullcrap, dude. I need to be productive. So it's warmed up a little bit. So I fired up my makeshift office. Right. It's basically like an office in a junkyard. And, I can't find anything. Then couple that with, your sensories getting worse. Couple that with not enough light in the place. No shelves to put anything organized. Nowhere to throw anything to the dump. So it's just but anyhow, so I went up and I finally fired up my, I used to be I used to spend a lot of money promoting certain people, and they came to a halt. And so I'm kind of like, so here we are in Avenel, California, and I'm going to try to find somewhere where I can wash these windows. So we're on Skyline Boulevard. I was thinking about going over to Mountain and I should go over there and check the electric charger, but you know how that goes. It's always not working because some car is sitting there draining the thing, right? But I didn't want to turn in there and waste any range. So we're just finding a little place where we can chit chatter. Just saying that chit chatter, it threw my mind back about 35 years. Remember that song? What about love? Love's a possibility, but first let's make sure we have the same mentality. Doing the lights. If you want it, you got it. Actually, that's like 40 years, isn't it? 40 or better. Does anybody know the name of the guy? Is that Biggie Smalls? I don't know. So this is downtown Avenel, and why it's foggy like that, I think I need to it was doing that the other night, wasn't it? Okay, so this is Friday night. There's the bank. And here's the taco place that I was thinking about getting some tacos. But yeah, I let's see how many people are in there. Oh, right now is a good time to go in there. Right now is a good time to go in there and get some tacos. If you had some money, I don't have any loose change on me. Damn, I'll be glad when they get rid of those freaking ice engines. Just a noise maker. Sounds like it's doing 150 miles an hour and it's barely even moving. So just check the P.O. box just for giggles and grins. And it won't be too much longer now. Well, yeah, it will be longer. Still another 3 months before the buses get here, bringing all the people from Mexico. They come right there to that motel. So let me just hop in here real quick and yeah, the range is so strange. It's still sitting on 70 now. That's crazy. That's good. Um, I got my I got my third holder. Let's see what you're saying in the comments. Hello, Mark. How y'all doing? Neil, hello. Carter, what's up? Thank you for the sub. I appreciate it. Yeah, so I got my third holder, and I don't mean Eric holder. I got my third holder to hold the phone, and I got it for dirt cheap because these things cost $12. Don't ask me why, but it said it was coming from China. I don't know if it did or not, but if it did, that's the fastest I've. No, it's right down here in San Bernardino. They gave it to me for dirt cheap. So it's the third one. It looks pretty nice. I mean, that's like giving them away. Cool. It's got all this stuff, so I'll try and put it on when I think I'm gonna go up. I think I'm gonna go up over the mountain. Got some wipes and stuff, and plug this one in. But before I do, let me start delivering some of this information. Yeah, but I got this so cheap, you would not believe it. So I need my other stuff, and so how's Bitcoin doing? Why is this thing turned on? Craziness. Okay, so let's get on down the road and we'll get a different vibe. Get a different vibe going, because you know, it's just completely different vibe up there because you got people from all over the place. Wow, good thing I went this way. I didn't even remember there was a car sitting right there. So let's see if there's anything coming on the radio. Okay, so what's everybody doing on this Friday night? I'm hungry. I got those 2 jelly donuts and well, I don't got no milk. I had it with coffee. I had one with coffee, which is what you're really supposed to do. But so I was almost about to eat the second one, and but I didn't. So that would be a real nice treat if I could save it till tomorrow, so I can have it in the whatchamacallit. But I guess the lemon or the cherry. I like cherry better than what the hell, that one don't turn on. Better than the raspberry. And they didn't have either one. All they have is a raspberry or berry, something like that. I wonder if I can go in there and wash the window real quick. I'll just wash it. I'll just use the Windex. Oh, I could clean them up there. So I got 70 miles of range, so let's go for a little ride over the hill just to, break the monotony. Let me turn this around so that you can see the famous sign. This is the most high-tech thing in the town, but you can't hardly see it because the camera is kind of freaking out. I think I need to clean it. There, it looks low there. Okay, so let's just get it on and go up over the mountain. You know the drill, right? The signal will cut out, and then it'll go when I get to the bottom of the mountain. It won't take but 3-4 minutes to get to the other side of the mountain. So I guess, compadres, this old boy's gonna have to go down and get himself some of that food they be giving away to the poor folks and the homeless folks. This old boy's gonna have to put his pride in the back pocket, humble oneself, go down and get some of that free food. And I'm fun to record it and make a live stream about it too. I know there's other people who've done it, but that don't matter to me. I'm fun to do it. That's right, this old boy's gonna go out there and get some of that old pantry food. Even if I have to drive all the way to Huron to get it, which is about 15 miles away. And when I go to Kalinga, I'm fun to get some over there too. If I go pick me up some free vittles and see what's going on with this thing, you know what I mean? Get some free food. If I do, I'll record it. I got the information on it today at the welfare department. Like if you're in Fresno, you could have so much food. You don't even have to buy no food. There's so many places giving free food away. here it's like the third Wednesday. They have it in Huron, and then I think they said I don't know. It's weird, but I got the information, so I'm planning on going over there, getting some of this free food. That's what it's all about. But if it's freaking anything that's got enriched flour in it, it's going in the garbage. Plain and simple English. I'll just take it and set it down over at the laundromat and let somebody take it. You know what I mean? I ain't eating nothing. I mean, I actually have spaghetti, right? I got a big old jar of marinara sauce, spaghetti sauce, but I just don't have a pot that's big enough. Not only that, but I need to pick up some water. Back. I should stay on. We're almost to the bottom of the hill now. I'm surprised they still have cars with the old halogen lights. See how they have the yellow lights? You'd think that they will be off the road by now. A hot dog would be nice, but too expensive. And besides that, I don't have any cash on me. How about if I was to go in there and go up there and panhandle out in front? Panhandle and just make a sign saying, need lunch. So here we are at the travel center on Highway 269. This is Highway 269. We just came over the hill, and this is the intersection of Interstate 5. And right in this crevice here, they have a truck travel center. Yeah, 18-wheelers, big old 18-wheelers. And I want to talk about 18-wheelers to let you know something what's going on with the 18-wheelers, because I actually drive. I drive one of those big old monsters right there. I done driven them from one side of this nation to the other, from Salinas, California down to Miami, Florida. From Salinas, California to New Jersey. But Salinas to Miami, that's the one that pays the best. That's 3 bands right there. Because it's the furthest. Where Jersey, used to pay like 2.7 bands. So let's go see what's going on over here. We got a car over there. There's somebody dropping off another tank of diesel fuel. Oh, let's go see the price. This is biodiesel here. The diesel in town, it was $7.20. I bought $11 worth, and I think I got 1.2 or 1.5 gallons. Let me see what's up with this lens, because that's acting kind of funky. Let me see. I'll put some of that, you know what? It could be that I'm starting to scratch them up. I'll put some of that glass cleaner on them. So I got 65 miles of range. So it used 5 miles, and that makes sense because it's about 5 miles here, right? So that's not too shabby. It's getting a lot better range than it did in the winter time. But I don't know if that's the only factor. I'm sure that's a contributing factor, but I think it's because they didn't use it. They didn't use the vehicle. It's just sitting there. And so charging and discharging the battery is like having a rejuvenating effect on it. Either that or they're fiddling around with the star system. Okay, look at this. $7.40. $7.40. That's up. That's like twice. That's like twice as much as it was. Wasn't it down to like $4, $4.39 or something like that? It was cheap. And so here we got a few people pumping the gas, and I'm gonna see if I can find an empty stall where I can wash these windows. Okay, let me just get through here. Everybody's pulling out at the same time. Let's see if all the restaurants are here. If anything, there's a lot of people tonight. I guess it's because it's Friday. See if I can find. I gotta find. Maybe, yeah. Let me just 1 second here. One momento. I'm just gonna put a little bit of water on these things because they are filthy. I mean, filthy. Okay, let's do this. I'm gonna leave my glasses here so they don't fall all over the place. Dream. Exciting, huh? Watching all the people go by. Okay. And I can polish off the rest with the spray can. Just had to get all that rough stuff off it. I mean, it still looks dirty. So let's see, where's a good place to go? We go over here. It's packed. What are they doing over here? Let me go over here. Don't tell me they're putting in electric chargers. I think they're putting in electric chargers. They're doing something. Let me see. They're doing some kind of construction. I bet you they're putting electric chargers. Look. See that thing right there? Don't that look like an electric charger? We shall see. Oh, that's a do not enter. So I got to go down here. I got to go down here through this place again. And I'm hungry. I mean, I've been basically kind of like fasting and just tripping out on this orange, grapefruit cleanse. And so I bought a grip of them today. But I actually think the ones here in Avenel are actually better. I think they're getting their stuff from Mexico because they look organic compared to the other ones. So I'll probably go over here and get me some more. I've got like 4 left right now. And so gotta be real careful around here. So yeah, when I got home today, I had like 3 of them. This guy's gonna park right here. I had like 3 of them, and all kinds of juice. I mean, 2 of them, it made almost like a 12-ounce cup of juice. And so I had that, and I was just real hungry. So I said I'm just gonna drink the juice, and I'm basically fasting right now. And I said I'll break the fast at lunchtime. So a little bit after 12, I went and ate the jelly donut. And then about an hour or 2 hours later, then I had some more grapefruit. I think I 1 or 2, and one of them didn't have that much juice. So some have a lot more juice than others. And but still, the ones here in town, I think they're organic. These I got them from when I was in town in Kalinga. I picked up 6 of them. And so I don't really want to take this car onto the dirt. I was trying to find a place where I could park. What the hell are you doing going in there, you weirdo? Freaking weirdo, dude. Look at this weirdo. Oh, he thought that was an entrance over here. Now he's going to go right back out that dirt. No, he found the entrance. So, yeah, I'm sitting here wasting all my range with the lights on, just doing nothing. And so I'll go up to the usual spot. Right up here to the usual spot. All these people, they're in such a hurry because they're on that electronic logging device. That's why they're scrambling around. That's why it's like this. Otherwise, they wouldn't be scrambling like this. And that's the way they want it. They want them to come into the store, get your shit, and get the F out of there. And get your ass on down the road. That's what it's designed for. It's not for safety. It's the farthest thing from safety. So we'll just park right up here where it'll be nice and cool, and I can let my hair down. And we'll just park right here where it should be nice and bright. There we go. I just hope it big old truck don't come through here and sideswipe my ass. But if I had a sunroof, it would look a lot better. And you know what I just discovered? I just discovered that I have a light right here, but it doesn't work. Oh yeah, it does. Pretty nice, huh? That's pretty good. But these lights just turned on for some reason. Now they turned off. So you can't hardly see me. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna turn your love around. Do 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 do. So you can barely see. Let me turn this around here. You can barely see the interstate down there. That's not the interstate. That's an avenue cutoff coming up here. But on the other side, there's the interstate. Let me see if I can clean this lens a little bit. I don't know why it's looking like that. Where's the glass cleaner? I have to use a little bit of water on it. Just a second. It is a little dark in here. I guess I could just use this shirt. It shouldn't be too dirty. So let me put a little bit of water on this shirt. Just a little bit, like so. Okay, because I don't have time to go over there and look for the whatchamacallit. So let me see if this changes. Oh, you know what that is? That's glare from the window. It's like when you have polarized glasses. Yeah, so that's not gonna help. I have to clean the window. The window is all smudged up. And I don't feel like cleaning the window right now because I'm out here on the dirt. Okay. So let's see. It's a little bit better. Let me see, is this inside or outside? Yep, it's on the inside. Let me see if I can clean this a little bit. Oh yeah. Yeah, it's dirty from the inside and outside too. So I just gotta find my Windex and clean it. You know what that is? That's Armor All. They must have Armor All'd the hell out of this car. And then when the sun hits the Armor All, it frickin' makes this white crap on the window. It makes this white shit that's on the window right here. That's not from smoking because I don't smoke in here. Okay. It's a little bit better, ain't it? And it'll be even better if I move this stuff. And another thing, I don't have my router phone. I don't even have it setting up there. There's the router phone. Remind me to take it off there. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna turn this thing around because if I don't, it's too dark in here. So I'm using the forward facing camera, and I got my new thing so I can plug that in. So let's chit chat. Is that good, or does it look better like that? Let's see. I guess I could move it to where it's looking out the window like that. I only washed this window. I didn't wash the back window. Um, so, I guess I should have parked a little bit different. But anywho, so put on these glasses. I got a whole bunch of trash in here, and if the place is trashed, then I can't think straight. So, I went down and I don't know if I should save these or throw them away. It's only 2, so there's got to be more. Today I went to the social services department, also commonly known as the welfare office. And where in the hell is all this traffic coming from? And so I left some stuff there, and it almost got a little bit confusing. For a little while, it almost got a little bit confusing. And but she accepted the stuff, and she let me know that it's going to take a minute for them to process this stuff or something. And what the hell is this one? And so I was just like, well, whatever, right? And so I got the information for I gotta go wash clothes. I got the quarters finally. You know that because I was making the video when I got them. And so I asked them for some information on where to go get some free food, where the places are. I have no idea where the hell they are. I know when they come to Avenel, they're just right there on the street. Everybody can see where they're at, but I just never went there. But this time I'm gonna go with my camera. I mean, with the live stream. I'm gonna show you what's going on over here. You're gonna see that it's 99.8% Hispanic. There will not even be one white person in that line. Okay, so I want you to see this. And expires Feb 10. Okay, so where am I supposed to take this stuff to? Expires on valid copy of your report must be continuous on file. Department, your license, well, non-commercial class C. If DMV does not receive, yeah, well, how the hell are they supposed to receive it when they're not even open? On or before the date listed above. Oh, shit. Okie dokie. So, December 19. Wow. Time flies, doesn't it? Damn. Okay. Mail. Okay, so you have to mail this crap. Wow. So it says to mail it in, so I guess I better not throw this paper away. It's got the address on it. Which is kind of funky. And I gotta put that thing away. So, um, got lots of junk back here. Um, so I gotta mail it, but I'm gonna send it certified, so I won't be able to do it till Monday. And so uh, so she told me that, and so I'm like, I said, I can't print this stuff out, right? I said, yesterday when I went back to get the information, which I'm 17 miles from the welfare office because it's in Kalinga, and I said, it will not let me print it out. And so um uh well, what, it's already 3 months, right? And well, because it's been so cold, I can't get out to the living room to use my office supplies. And so I finally got the damn thing to work today. And so I'm just, my brain is so much uncluttered now that you can see what's going on. And so I'm like, I, I think I'm going to go back to college. I'm going to go back and freshen up um, on computer information systems, because when you took computer information systems, you would take Word, Publisher, Excel, and Access. And I never I never really got around to using Access. But by this time, I had become, I had become like a chump, right? And my teachability index had gone way, way down. And so I never finished really learning all the little bells and whistles on Excel. And well, that's too bad, because now, it's difficult to see the screen. And I mean, I got my prescription glasses, but it's backwards from these, because these, to see far, you look out the glass like this, right? And to see near, you go like this to see something near. Where the bifocal lenses, it's backwards. To see something far, you go like this. No, you go like this. Kind of, I don't know. But it just makes you dizzy, and it's got, it's just terrible. But um um I'm thinking about uh going back and finding out spreadsheets, which is Excel. And um so anyway, I do know how to use it a little bit, okay? I probably have many, many hours on Excel, using Excel. So there's just some things that I don't know how to do on it. And so I printed it out. I printed out all my stuff from last year, right? And then I printed out everything year to date. So it's just, you know, I didn't know what the hell was going on until I saw the spreadsheets. And it's amazing. So if you are young and you still have all of your faculties, your memory, your vision, your hearing, um, and if you are good at algebra, then I would say to hop on the bandwagon right now. If you got if you got some dry powder to invest, I would say hop on the bandwagon right now. And if you would want to get started investing in stocks or on the stock market or in cryptocurrencies, um, um, I would say go for it. And and uh, well, you can start by reading this book. It's the only, there's probably other books out there, but I don't know. This is, you know how they say you can't judge a book by its cover? I think that's baloney. You can judge a book by its cover. Because there was this one girl sitting down and we were in the library over at the Kalinga College. They got a campus in Kalinga and then they have a campus in Lemoore. They're the difference of night and day. Okay? And and completely two different energies. And and she was sitting in the library, and she had her book there. This we're on the computers, and there's all kinds of computers, all kinds of desks, plenty of room. It's not overcrowded, and and she had a book, and I saw the book, and I asked her, is that a good book? And she said, yeah. And it looked like a good book. And so when I had the chance, I bought the book, because if you were to buy the book out of the bookstore, which they busted the chick who used to be the bookstore chick here in Kalinga, she used to be the bookstore uh, teacher or whatever you call it. They busted her because she was doing drugs with the students, the athletes. You know, all the athletes, they come from Arkansas, Chicago, and whatnot. They basically live on the campus. And and she was doing drugs with them. And they busted her. They put her in the newspaper and everything in a little one-horse town. And anyhow, um so I saw that book that she was reading. It was a yellow book, and it was criminal justice. I got it in here. It's right in the back here. It's Introduction to Criminal Justice. And it was. It's an excellent book. So you can judge a book by its cover. So anyway, this is the one I got. It looked like it was the best. And I don't know if there's others out there that are better, but this is the one I got off Amazon, and it works pretty damn good. And you know, you can spend money, and there'll be people who will teach you this. I told you I used to tell you that there's only one person, one school that was teaching it, and I think it's I don't know, $1,000 or $1,700 to go to the school. I don't remember. Um, you know, my memory is not what it used to be, so I don't remember how much it is. Um, but if I had an office, I could go back and look, right, and look through my bank account and see how much it is, because I don't even remember how I paid. I took the class, the course, and that is Keystone Research Group. You can find it online, and they basically take you by the hand. It's basically like almost one on one, and they take you by the hand and tell you how to do it. Um, but now, this is what, 2 years later, almost going going on 2.5 years now. I was talking to you about it right here. I was talking to you about Bitcoin when I knew nothing about it, and um, so um, they were going to give you $500 worth of Bitcoin if you joined, right? And I was like, man, should I buy it? Okay, I think it was $1,500 for the class. And I was like, man, should I get in? Should I get it? And then finally, when I finally decided to go for it, to take the plunge, they just ended the $500 of free Bitcoin. So I never got the $500 of free Bitcoin. But anywho, now 2.5 years later, I don't know why, but Berkeley University, California, is teaching it for free. And you can take it on campus or you can take it online. So, I've been thinking about calling them, um, because there's a few things, it's like when you go to a doctor, right? You want to get two opinions. And so yeah, you can take a class at University Berkeley for free and learn it. But you can get this book and read that. Read that book and it'll tell you all about cryptocurrencies. But you can get into cryptocurrencies and the stock market. And personally, if I had some dry powder to invest, I think I would invest in Whole Foods markets and um, and farmers, uh, Sprouts farmers markets, because it was on a tear for like five years, and it's just the setback. Nobody has money to buy this stuff. I guess not even the people, the middle class, don't have money because their stocks were going to the moon for 5 years, and now all of a sudden it took a dive. But um, I think that's where I would what I would invest in. And I think the ticker symbol for that is UNFI, UNFI. I think those are the people who are, they're the big conglomerates, and they're getting in on it because everybody's finding out about organic stuff. And so yeah, right now is if you have had $1,000 sitting around, I mean, really, um, you would want to go out and work and start with a little bit more than that, right? They basically Keystone basically says, if you want to talk to us on the phone, if you have uh, 5 bands, then uh, we can suggest something for you. But if you don't got 5 bands to invest in, it's not for you right now. But, you know, it's better to start with something than nothing. And so um, right now is an excellent time to uh, get into it. And because everything else, it's gonna be it's gonna be rough. And just like the truckers, right? A lot of people rushed to get a commercial driver's license, and because back in back in 2015, you would get, you know, uh, 2 racks, and it was like you're on vacation. This is before they came out with the electronic logging device. This is the whips and chains. They took all the fun out of it. The new people who are coming in who've never driven a truck without ELD don't know what it's like. But before, it was like you're on vacation. And not so anymore. And so now, as if that wasn't bad enough, um, when fuel was $4, um, they were hauling the loads for free, right? And so now it just went up almost double. So what do you think's going to happen? The rates ain't going up. And so it's just, you got to be an idiot, right? Unless you're the kind of person who they don't mess with, you're going to get effed up out there. You come out worse. And so um there's still some bad crap going on, right? You saw the one about the person over in Florida. Nobody's talking about it now. The one in Florida where they turned in front of uh there was 3 family members in a van, and it they turned made a U-turn right in front of them, and they were doing like what, 80 miles an hour or something like that. And then there was the one down here in San Bernardino, basically Fulton. I mean, Fulton? What's it called? Fontana, California, Ontario, where some dude just freaking smashed right into 2 cars. I don't know how many people were in those cars. And and I guess he was doing what, about 35 or 40 miles an hour. And now um now over in Ohio, somebody was doing like 55 or 65 miles per hour, didn't even begin to slow down. Damn, that's what I'm talking about. And and didn't even begin to slow down, and freaking uh I guess it was a dad and his son were in this one car, and it just freaking turned it into a pancake. And it sent debris 100 yards, shut down the whole freeway. This just happened like I don't know, maybe a week ago, I think. I just heard about it right now tonight. And so these things are still going on. It's just that you're not hearing it because everybody's talking about the war. So these maniacs who don't know shit from Shinola as far as driving a freaking 18 wheeler, 80,000 pound truck around. You see all the stuff that's on Facebook. They absolutely do not know what the F they're doing. And and it's still going on right now. Even though they say that they've taken 200 of these mofos off the road, right? I don't know. I haven't been in the travel center. I don't really know what's going on out there. I don't want to try and find out. Because you have so many freaking lying freaking thieves in this industry. It'll make your head spin. You can't get a straight answer off these mofos. That's how bad it is. And so it's the information is getting out there of how bad the industry from freaking top to bottom. It's all freaking just straight freaking liars. And and they place no value on human life, obviously. And so there's this one person where you can listen to him. He's always commenting about what's going on. And he pretty much hit big time on YouTube. He was just a regular trucker from right here in Fresno, California. And and his mailing address is still Fresno, California. I don't know if he picks up his mail there or not, but probably does. Uh, I think he's living in Texas now. I'm not sure. Texas or Florida, one or the other. And and so he was out there. This was about like, I guess, 5 years ago. And he was out there uh, running cross country. And then he started making YouTube videos. And his YouTube started making more money than what he was making driving a truck. And he was making pretty good money driving the truck. And so next thing you know, old Jed's a millionaire. Kin folks said, Jed, move away from there. And so now everybody and their mamas are subscribed to his channel. Truckers. All truckers know who he is. And they're all subscribed to him. He's like mainstream media for truckers. And so he's an Asian. And you know that Asians outperform everybody else in college test scores. They leave them in the freaking dust. Okay? And these bozos, the Teamsters, who are supposed to be sticking up for the truck drivers, is a bunch of crock of shit. And I've told you before, how can these people not have any freaking legal representation to stand up against these freaking bozo shitheads? The ones who freaking came out with this electronic logging device. There should be a device on your truck that tracks. That's perfectly fine. for if you ever need something, you can always look where your truck was, what time it was, what location it was. That's all perfectly fine. That's great. It even help you do your paper logbook. It would be great, but it's set up to F your ass up. Okay, that's what it's set. It's not there to be safe. Okay? It's not so that you don't get tired. It's absolutely reversed. And these people, there's 2 million of them, don't have freaking lawyers to stand up for them. This is beyond freaking Stupidville. So this truck driver, who's an Asian, who started this, he's basically like the mainstream media for truckers. It's called Mother Trucker. And I thought that I wrote it down for you to see it, but mother is spelled Mathu, Mother Trucker. And it's kind of confusing because you don't know if you use an A first or a U first, right? AU or UA. And it's called Mother Trucker. And he's reporting on all of this stuff that's going on out there at these crazy stuff that you're not hearing about. I mean, just horrific stuff. And truck driving is supposedly the 8th most dangerous job in the United States. And I think this year 800 people are no longer with us. This year alone. I'm not sure. Go check for yourself. When I started doing it, I couldn't believe how many of these trucks were just going off just left and right. When it snowed, just freaking the whole freaking highway was trucks, you know, for miles. And you know, gone off the road and flipped. And they would just have to stay there because they can't pull them out. And with all the ice and snow. And so this mother trucker made a software. He made a website where you can track these freaking lying freaking thieves, these freaking criminals. Okay? And it's called, I think it's called checkmyload.com. Something like that. I think it's called checkmyload.com. So he made this website where these truckers, they have a database of all these freaking thief, lying ass freaking criminals. And so this is amazing. So you don't think they're freaking trying to get rid of this dude now? Trying every trick in the book? So be sure to check it out. It's called Mother Trucker. Okay? This is phenomenal. What he has designed here. This is going to help all those mofos. So all these freaking animals, they treat these people like freaking dogs. They don't even have bathrooms for them. They leave them out there for 8, 10, 12 hours with no bathrooms, treating them like freaking dogs. Do they deserve it? I don't know. Okay? And so all these um places that are doing these uh things are gonna be forced to straighten their shit up and fly right, because now all the truckers got their number, and they will know not to even accept any loads going to these freaking places. You should see some of these places. It's freaking pathetic. It's disgusting. And so be sure to check that out. It's a Mother Trucker on YouTube. And so let me see. Pull out my flashlight. Oh, there's a truck pulled up right here. Um, so, um, so they're getting rid of all these people who drive like shit. They don't even know how to drive. And um, I think what they're doing is they're doing this shit on purpose. They're doing it to discourage these people so they will leave the industry, so they can bring in all their people to work for freaking free, for pennies. They're going to drive them all out by discouraging, treating them like shit. They're all in on it. Having them sit out there 10, 12 hours with no freaking bathrooms. You have to sit out on the street, sometimes in places that are no parking, and they're going to come and write your ass up. And so they're doing it on purpose. So all these people will freaking get discouraged and leave trucking, so they can bring their people in to work for free. And and to line their pockets. And so that's what's going on. They were putting all kinds of people in there how to drive worth the crap, and that's why it's a freaking mess there. And they could give two shits, because they have no freaking value. They place no value on human life. And these people, whether consciously or subconsciously, they could give two shits. They don't care if the place looks like a freaking junk dump, a dump or junkyard. As long as they're sitting pretty, they that makes them feel better about themselves, like they the man. They don't feel like a man unless there's freaking poor people living in freaking filth and trash. And that's what's going to become of this place. Look around you. Okay? So, you know that California should have the cheapest electricity because it produces it the cheapest. We have solar panels for days, and they're building the largest solar panel field on planet Earth. You know how they have that great big one in China that goes for miles and miles? These people are planning one to be even bigger than that. All out here used to be all agriculture. It's all being made into solar fields as we speak right now. If you go down this road right now, they're building it right now, non-stop. And And they've got them going on over here. They've got them going on over here at the main substation. They're just going on all over the place. But yet, California has the highest price for electricity on mainland America. California has the highest priced electricity, which is to say that if you live in somewhere like Alabama or Utah, if you were driving my car, this type of car, I pay $5 to completely, well, $5 or $6 to completely take it from zero kilowatts up to a full tank kilowatts, which is 16 kilowatts, which is about 70 some miles of range, for $6. Let's just say five, okay, for simplicity. I pay $5, okay. You know how much they pay for that in some place like, say, Alabama or Utah? They're going to pay $1. Okay? So if I had one of these new vehicles, this is a 2013, if I had one of these new vehicles that has a 100 kilowatt hour battery, or one of these lightning trucks, right, that has a 150 kilowatt battery that can take 150 kilowatts, here in California, you would pay $50 to juice that baby up. Where if you're in a place like Alabama or Utah, you're going to pay $10 to fill that baby up with what, 500 miles of range for $10. But here in California, it costs you 50, because California has the most expensive electricity anywhere in mainland America. So what's up with that? I think somebody needs to get on the horn to these CEOs at these companies and freaking light they ass up and get them to straighten up and freaking fly right. Bring that down at least by half. That's freaking bullshit. And you want to know something else? In Cuba, it's not only 5 times cheaper than our electricity here in California. In Cuba, the electricity is 16 times cheaper. Okay? So these people are freaking just making obscene freaking profits and freaking bending the people over. Straight freaking bending them over without no freaking Vaseline. California. So, now, yeah, I was gonna talk to you about, I was gonna talk to you about my theory that 95% of the people are shitty. Okay? All you have to do is look around you. Sure, the multi-billionaires are shitty beyond belief. I understand that, right? But the people are freaking shitty for being so freaking stupid for not doing anything about it. But the fact is that everyone, 95% of the people, are shitty for whatever reason, for ignorance or just for being selfish. 95% of the people are shitty because 5% of us, at least here in the United States, 5% of us are living in dilapidated housing or are homeless. Okay? The other 95% of the population are living in housing that is fit for human beings. Even if they're in poverty, on welfare, if a chick has a baby, she's getting free housing, free money, and free food stamps for 18 years until that baby is 18 years old. And if you're single, you're shit out of luck. You're part of the 5% living in dilapidated housing or are homeless. And 95% of the people, it's obvious, could give two shits about you. 95% of the people could give two shits about the 5% who are living in dilapidated housing or are homeless. They don't give a crap about homeless people. Okay? For whatever reason, whether out of ignorance or just selfishness. And I said, it's wishful thinking to think that if you were to educate them, because they've been placed in a media-induced hypnotic trance through subliminal messages in the music and glamorization through movies and mainstream media. And I said, it's wishful thinking that if you were to educate them, that maybe that number would be reduced to 50% of the people don't give a shit. But that's just wishful thinking. Okay? It may be. Maybe, maybe not. As it is right now, for whatever reason, 95% of the people are shitty. That's why there's homeless people and nobody lifts a finger to help them. Okay? And so the people who are oppressing these people, I told you that if you watch the movie, if you are not a total freaking ignoramus and you watch the documentary America, Freedom to Fascism by Aaron Russo, you would know that who this mofo is, who is making people live in dilapidated housing and making them homeless. And so if you are a person who knows this, you know this agency is the reptilian shapeshifters. You know they are the devil. because the reptilian shapeshifters or the extraterrestrials, Lucifer and the fallen angels, are an avowed enemy of humans according to some holy scriptures, and they absolutely hate humans. Okay? And so, um, if you are one of these people, if you are one of these people who knows this, you've watched the documentary that Aaron Russo, who is a martyr, put his life out on the line to expose these freaking devils who are making people homeless, making them poor. You know that they're a freaking scam. They are the ones who freaking created inflation because they took the people's money and they lent it to themselves and they charged themselves interest so you could never pay back the interest. Before they done this shit back in 1916, there was no such thing as inflation. They invented it. They created it. For 200 years, the United States, America, for 200 years, a dollar was a dollar. There was no freaking inflation. These mofos created it. This is what America Freedom to Fascism, the documentary, America Freedom to Fascism by Aaron Russo, exposes. And if you don't believe it, and you're smart, you're not a freaking Dumbo, then read the book by Dr. G. Edward Griffin that is The Creature from Jekyll Island, and you will be a believer. Now, after knowing all of that, and your ass still doesn't raise a finger, you must think either one of two things. Either one, you think that these people deserve it. That's why you don't lift a finger. Because you think they deserve, you think homeless people deserve to be homeless. Or you think, I don't remember exactly what the other thing is. But whether consciously or subconsciously, you're just a piece of crap because you know this crap is going on and you do not lift a finger, sir. You're in frickin' denial. You're in denial whether consciously or subconsciously. This is what you're thinking. They deserve it. It's God that's doing this to them. They deserve it. And therefore, there's no accountability on your part because whether consciously or subconsciously, this is what you think. And so some of these people who've created this facade, this is the elite, right? The elite, no matter which freaking culture they come from. Okay? These freaking Lucifer and the fallen angels are worldwide. And created this facade. If you read the books by David Icke, he tells you who they are. They're the ones who created all this crap through brainwashing, hypnotic suggestions, subliminal messages. They did all this crap with Hollywood through music and movies and mainstream media. And you can't name who they are. Otherwise, you're a racist. you can't say their name. Okay? Things are changing a little bit. But 20 years ago, you couldn't even say your name or you're automatically out. And the trip part is they're not even who they claim to be. That's the trip part. And so they've created this facade for themselves, for people who look like them, people who behave like them, who look like them, and have freaking money, that you should roll the red carpet out for these people. This is what you should aspire to be. These freaking thief, lion, freaking beast animals. And that's what the people believe. They roll the red carpet out for them. They roll the red carpet out for freaking pedos. You've heard the accusations that are in the Epstein files. That's who they're rolling the red carpet out for. Okay? Rolling the red carpet out for these freaking satanic pedos. And there's this facade that's you're the man, right? You're the man and you have money and therefore you are righteous, right? And this is the facade that they've created. That's why they keep the homeless people, because if they don't have homeless people, then they feel like a freaking pile of shit what they really are. They have to have homeless people to feel like the man, like they're freaking good in bed, like they're a macho man, really getting it on with a woman when they're everything but. And this is what has to be exposed. This is the freaking facade they created through mainstream media, through music, through Hollywood. They're freaking big freaking piles of freaking shit. Okay? And they're the ones making the people poor. Because they don't feel like a man if they don't have somebody to be above. They're an avowed enemy of the humans. And they love to treat them like freaking dog shit. They love it. Okay. And so I gave you the thing about why nobody stands up for those reasons that I've just mentioned. And one person put something out there which is kind of weak, but it's worth mentioning, that how when people over in, like Los Angeles or something, everybody comes up to a cross and there's already somebody standing there. The next person that walks up there doesn't go up there and presses the button, because he assumes that this person already pressed the button, until there's a whole crowd of people there and nobody gets up there and presses the button because they've assumed that somebody already pressed the button. And while there's different psychological situations there, but that's basically like people who think that if there was anything important to know about, okay, even though they told you straight to your face what these mofos are doing, they told you straight to your face, and what are you doing? Laughing? You don't hold them accountable. You heard the accusations against these people. They told you straight to your face. So that's like the person who doesn't go up and press the button, because they think that if there was anything important to know about, mainstream media would tell them. These are the stupidest people on planet Earth. When JP Morgan admitted it, that he had bought up all the media, that is the stupidest thing on planet Earth. But yet, there it is, right in front of your face. They told them straight to their face what these freaking people are doing. David Icke told the people about this 25 years ago. And the people are still like, same as it ever was. Same as it ever was. Stupid beyond belief. They've been dumbed down. Listen to the one person. I'm not the only person saying this. Listen to Shahid um, Bolan. I think it's Bolan. It's on. I put the link on the video I made last night. Okay, so wrapping this up. In closing. In closing. Okay. In closing, there is um, there is a documentary. I told you about America Freedom to Fascism, right? I'll try to put the link on this video um, because that one does play, but I don't know if I can get away with putting the link to this video because for whatever reason, I don't know why, but for some reason, they don't want the people to know about this video. They yanked it off of the market, off of Amazon when I started promoting it. They also yanked a couple other ones like the murder of Fred Hampton. They yanked that one. And then I was also promoting another video, which is still on Amazon, but it's not really available on YouTube because they've saturated YouTube with all kinds of bullshit um, videos of it, right? I know that sounds confusing because I'm talking about this one. Okay, this one here is by the same person, Aaron Russo. Okay, he was a martyr who put this information out on these people. These people would freaking take you out quick. 20 years ago, 25 years ago, when he put that out there, it was not the same place. Okay, so don't let it be in vain. Definitely watch the movie. And if you don't believe it and you're smart, then read that book I told you about. But if you're not smart, if you don't read, okay, don't even attempt to read the book because it will put you to sleep. Okay? But if you're smart, read the book and you will be a believer. Okay? And and you'll see that this is the biggest scam that's ever been perpetrated against the American people. These are the people who are making people homeless and poor. And so Aaron Russo also made this DVD. For some reason, they do not want you to watch this DVD. Okay? That's why you can't find the DVD no more. I still have it. This is brand new. And so if you want to watch this, it's Mad as Hell by Aaron Russo. Don't even try looking for it because all that's going to come up is some freaking uh, um, duck decoy. It's going to be a decoy. It's going to be the Young Turks. Mad as Hell by the Young Turks, which I think was made on purpose to obfuscate, to hide the real McCoy, which is this one, Aaron Russo, Mad as Hell. And so, for whatever reason, there is one website where you can watch this because if you try to watch it on any other person's channel, it's so disgusting what they do to the audio, what they do to the video. The main punchline, all the main punchlines are taken out. You don't even know that they took them out because it's a glitch. Who would go through so much effort? Okay? So if you want to watch it, I mean, it would be awesome if you could watch the DVD, but like I said, they pulled it off the market. Um, you can watch it on one person's channel, and that channel is called Collie Vades. Okay, and I'll try to put a link in the on the description, but I don't know if it'll work. Okay, so you can go straight to the channel. It's called Collie Vades. That's Kolly. Vades is Vades. Collie Vades. For whatever reason, that's the only channel that has a decent copy that plays right, that doesn't have the audio out of sync, that doesn't have all these crazy things that they've done to it. The videos that are on YouTube are garbage except for the one on that channel for whatever reason. Okay? And like I said, I'll try to put a link on there. I don't know if the link will work. I mean, they really don't want the people to watch this. Why that channel works, I don't know, but it does. And so that's all I've got. This is what the video looks like. I don't, if that helps out a little bit. Okay. And there's Aaron Russo there. I don't know if you can see him or not. Okay. So that concludes my live stream for tonight. It's Friday night. And if I had any cash, I did bring my, I brought my tablet, but I did not even use it. I just ordered the whatchamacallit for today, so I'd be able to actually pull these channels up and show them to you, because I got that thing so that I can put this right here and then just pull up the channel so that you can see, have a better idea of what I'm talking about. Okay, so it's not as it's not as what do you call that, not, how do you call it when you can convey a message, articulate. It's not as articulate as the video I made earlier, but I told you when you have to do this thing twice, it's just kind of difficult, right? There are certain points that you miss. And so thanks for tuning in. It's Friday night, and if I had some dollars, I'd probably get something to eat, but I think I'm probably gonna eat my can of menudo. And there's some more information that I want to bring to you, but it's kind of difficult because the company, which is ChargePoint, okay, they're called ChargePoint. They're the ones who's, and I don't want to say anything that'll get myself in legal, but I think there's some freaking clowns, bad players, because if I ever try to go on this, on a longer trip here to where I can bring you some other information about these freaking clowns who are freaking vandalizing all the free charge stations, and I told you who I think is suspect. These freaking bozo clowns one time charged me each time I went to charge the car, which you know damn well you're not going to use more than $5 to charge the car. But yet these bozos are still pulling out, every time I use a charger, they'll pull out 20, and not consistently. Sometimes I'll use 3-4 different chargers and they won't pull anything out. But when I try to go farther, oh, it's a pink moon tonight. It's just barely starting to come up full. These mofos pulled out $175 worth of these $25 deposits and $50 deposits. By the time I got back from Fresno, they had pulled out $175 out of my bank account. They've left me stranded twice. I've had to have my car towed twice because they pull so much money out of the bank account that the chargers stop working. They don't tell you that your that you don't have money in your bank account for it to turn on. They won't even tell you when you call them on the phone. And so they're doing this crap because I told you don't think they're watching? I told you I was going to go up to Fresno and show you all these freaking chargers. Most of them are free charging. That they're going over and they're vandalizing them because they want your ass to go over there and use their chargers that you have to pay for. So they know I'm on my way down there, and that's why they done this. And it's left me stranded twice. One time was in Tule fog. Okay? And so that's what's holding me back from going over there. Because like I just told you, one time these mofos pulled out $175 out of my bank account for $15 worth of electricity. Not even 15. It was like 6 and 6, 12. That was about $15. For about $15 worth of electricity, they pulled out $175 of $25 deposits and $50 deposits. And so there's some freaking criminals in there too. And so anyway, I'm gonna take off and try and figure out if I'm just gonna have the menudo or what. So we'll figure it out. And otherwise, I'd try to go up there Monday. But yeah, it is a full moon tonight, so I'll just show you that, and then I will bid you farewell. Look at that moon. It's a pink moon. Looks like a light, huh? It's not. It's the moon. I love your videos. All right, well, thanks for leaving the comments, everybody. And talk to you later. Thanks for tuning in. Signing out from the Interstate 5 at Highway 269. And this is either Huron or Avenel. I can never figure it out. The receipts say Huron sometimes, but if you look online, it says Avenel. So I don't know, but it's right here on the corner of 269 and the Interstate 5 here in California, the Central Valley, right between San Francisco and Los Angeles. Signing out on this Friday night. Talk to you soon. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for liking the video and everything else. Talk to you later.